I promise that's the last time I'll jump scare you, okay? Okay? Great. Isn't this thing cool?
Alright, none of y'all better lie in the comments and say that I didn't scare you. Because I know I scared one of you guys again. Right? Anyway. Welcome back to the videos, to the channel, or whatever. This is a new series that I want to kind of hopefully start. And I definitely won't give up on, like, the last series I was talking about. Today we're talking about Goosebumps, the haunted mask. As you can see, we're talking about Goosebumps. But it's spooky season, and I want to talk about spooky movies. Even though I talked about Scooby-Doo, and I'm going to talk about spooky movies on my channel all the time. But I want to talk about spooky movies that really define Halloween, like The Haunted Mask or Goosebumps. Really is like a big thing around Halloween. Definitely is a big thing for me, or was for me when I was a little kid. I mean, I read all the books. I read most of the books when I was a kid, and I always watched the little TV show. I watched the Jack Black movie. I'll probably watch that and review it on here. Maybe. I'm not going to keep my word to that. Ooh, you know what we should do is we should set the mood for Goosebumps. First let's turn off the big light. Let's turn off the big light. Hang on. Boop. Ooh. Wait. Ooh, look how spooky that is. It's green, like the ooze. Ooh. Okay, I'll start talking about Goosebumps now. Okay, I turned the big light on a little bit so you can at least, see me a little bit better. Because I know all of you want to see me. But, today we're going to be talking about The Haunted Mask. I think this is the first episode in the entire TV series. I forgot which number it was book-wise. I think it might be 7, 8, or 10. I don't know. Hopefully I'm right. I'm right on one of those. But yeah, Haunted Mask. I loved this episode when I was a kid. It was so freaky when I was a kid when I watched it. And yeah, spoiler alert, it's not that freaky when you watch it when you're older. The mask itself is literally so cool. I mean, look at this thing. This is from Trick or Treat Studios. I mean, you guys saw how real it looked on my face. This isn't as cool as the one in the actual, TV show, but I mean, it's still super cool looking. I have it hanging up on my wall, behind you. All right, now let's press play on Goosebumps. All right, we start off with R.L. Stine. Hey, buddy. The first thing I wrote down in my notes is R.L. Stine's mole. Look at that thing. Okay, now I feel bad. Now what would it look like if I had a mole? Come on, Editor Finn. Do I look good with my mole? Mole, mole, mole. But yeah, R.L. Stine talks to us and is like, "Oh, I hope you don't get scared from my spooky book." And then it starts. But yeah, then it's these two friends, Carly and Sabrina, walking down the street, and there's a new spooky mask shop that they don't know much about, and they're like, "Oh, maybe we'll come back. Maybe we'll come back to this spooky shop." With this fog in this first shot, I'm already in a spooky October-y mood. So spooky. And I just love that little feeling that, the fog in this gives me for some reason. But when they're looking in the store for a quick glimpse, there's a mask that looks like Michael Jackson. Look at that thing. Does that not look like Michael Jackson, or am I insane? I mean, I thought maybe when I'm editing this and I'm looking at the picture, it doesn't look like Michael Jackson, but I thought it totally looked like Michael Jackson when I saw it in the quick glimpse when I watched it earlier today. But I don't know. But as they're walking away, you see a spooky, ooky man watching them. It looks like he has herpes or some sort of disease on his mouth. I mean, it's literally all right here. That looks disgusting. I mean, you really wonder what that guy does in his free time after seeing that. Weird start, R.L. Stine. Then we cut to the next day, and Carly Beth, that's our main protagonist. I forgot to say her full name, but Carly Beth is our main protagonist. And her friend Sabrina are at the pumpkin patch, and they're picking out pumpkins. And Carly Beth gets scared immediately by these two little hooligans. I kind of forgot their name. I know one of them's name is Chad, I think. Yeah, Chad. And the other dude. I'm just going to Chad and the other dude scare Carly Beth by dressing up as pumpkins in the pumpkin patch. Carly Beth gets scared by a pumpkin. Goes to show how much of a freaking scaredy cat she is, which I understand is the plot of the story, that she's so scared, but like, come on, it's Halloween. You're gonna get scared, girl. Especially in a pumpkin patch. I mean, I would expect to be scared at a pumpkin patch more than, like, you know, somewhere else out of all places during Halloween, but whatever. But yeah, these two dudes, Chad and the other guy, are like these super crazy pranksters. They keep pranking her, like they've been pranking her for a while, is what they talk about. And they say that he put a dead octopus on her. That they even like stalked around her house. Like, what are these two little kids like trying to be like Ghostface and like training to be like Billy Loomis and Stu from the first one? Spoiler alert. Sorry if you haven't watched the first Scream. But Carly Beth doesn't like being scared, and she goes home and cries about it to her mom. And her mom is like, "Oh, Carly Beth, I love you so much. And the way I show that I love you so much is this creepy sculpted head of you that I made."
Check it out. Mom, it's me. This face is me.
I finished it today in art class.
What is that thing? I would not want to imagine coming home and seeing a perfectly sculpted head, that your head. And this thing looks awful, obviously, but like I feel like that makes it look even worse because it's just horrifying. It just looks so bad, but at the same time, it looks like it's kind of mogging. Right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, apparently her mom made that in like her art class and is like, "Here's my way of showing you that I love you so much, of this sculpted head of yours." And Carly Beth is like, "Oh, it's scary," and she runs to her room. But as she's creeping closer to her room, she hears faint quacking. Yes, quacking. Coming from her room. And somehow this scares her, because of course it scares her, because everything scares her. But she starts slowly creeping up, and then a duck pops out of her room and attacks her. Clearly the most scariest thing that's ever happened to Carly Beth. And it's just her little brother dressed up, and she got that scared over a duck. And it's her little brother. Her little brother is a little shithead too. He kind of teases her and everything about wearing her costume, and then she just slams the door right into his face. Then we cut to the next day, and the next day they're at like, I don't even know where they're at. Maybe they're at school or some sort of Halloween event, because most people are like dressed up at this thing, and Carly Beth is eating like a sandwich with Sabrina and Chad. No, it's not Chad. It's Chuck. Boom. I just realized that after I've said Chad so many times. So scratch that. Chad is now Chuck. Okay, guys? Or you write down in your notebooks while you're watching this video that Chad is now Chuck. Okay? Great. So Chuck is like talking to Carly Beth and apologizing for scaring her all these years, while the other little dude puts a worm in her food, and she eats the worm almost. I think she bites down on it almost and spits it out. If that happened to me, I am throwing my hand, I'm punching someone. I am probably killing whoever did that, because I am not eating a worm. You see how those things pull apart? I mean, they're disgusting. No offense to the worms out there. I mean, I'm just saying, like, how their body like rips apart and like they're still like moving on both sides and all that stuff. Like, imagine that in your mouth. No thank you. No thank you. Disgusting. So then Carly Beth gets all sad because everyone is laughing at her, because everyone would laugh at someone who accidentally eats a worm, apparently. And she goes home and is crying again and rips up her poor duck costume. The duck costume that did nothing to her other than make her just not want to be cute for Halloween, because why would you want to be cute for Halloween? It's not cute. Cute is stupid for Halloween. You want to be scary for Halloween. Ooh. And that's what Carly Beth wants to be. Carly Beth wants to be scary for Halloween and not cute. because apparently the duck costume just sucks that much. Her poor mom slaved away making it. She goes to the mask store that we saw earlier and is like, maybe I can buy a creepy mask from here, and is looking around, and eventually the creepy dude with like the AIDS or HIV or whatever on his mouth is like, you can't be in here.
What are you doing here?
Dude, there's no way that place is closed. It's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's Halloween. I'm pretty sure like the day that this is happening is Halloween. Why would he be closing early? And shouldn't his place would be like packed full of people? I mean, you guys have seen a Spirit Halloween on a Halloween day, or like the day before Halloween, packed. So many people getting like last minute costumes or like last minute decorations or anything in there. But he tries kicking her out, and she's like, please let me buy a mask. And he's like, okay, fine. And he goes and gets on the phone. And then some reason she walks in the back where the closed door, where this guy already wants you out, and you just go into a place where you're not supposed to, of this guy that looks terrifying, who could totally kidnap you and is maybe trying to lure you in there, Carly Beth. But no, survival instincts of a freaking twat, of a toad trying to survive this world. But she sneaks into this other room and sees all these other ugly and scary masks. So she goes up to the infamous haunted mask that's just sitting there menacingly, like right here. Look at it. Do you guys see it? Isn't it cool? And the guy comes back and is like, you can't be in here. You can't do this. These are off limits. And Carly's like, why not? Come on, let me touch the mask. And he's like, no, Carly Beth, you can't. And he like puts his hand on her shoulder out of nowhere. Like, he like corners her and puts his hand on her shoulder and is like, you know what, Carly Beth, you have a nice face.
Carly Beth. You have a nice face, Carly Beth.
And when he puts his hand on her shoulder, she's like, Carly Beth.
Carly Beth?
Which is honestly such a real reaction. That's how I react if a man with fucking HIV touched me on my shoulder or whatever. Then Carly Beth breaks out of that and steals the mask and runs away. But don't worry, she does pay for it. She throws the money up in the air. And she runs out of the store, and then he just closes the door behind her. And she's like, yay, I did it. I got the mask. And goes home and puts it on and scares her younger brother.
You? Who are you? Why don't you guess?
What kind of survival instincts is that? Just someone comes out of your room or scares you in your house. You're like, who are you? Who are you? Why, stop. Like, he has the survival instincts of a bug. Get it? Because he's a bug. He's like a spider. See, I think about these kind of things when I say it. Just like how I'm thinking about saying these things. Bada bing, bada boom. So then Carly gets all ready, grabs the sculpted head of her and puts it on a stick and has like blood coming off of it. So it looks like she like decapitated her own head from this monster, which is like, when did you get so freaking psycho, for starters? Maybe it's the mask talking to her now already, but then she goes out and is trying to find Sabrina during trick-or-treating, I guess. This is how I react when I see Reese's peanut butter cups. You guys like that joke? Did you get it? Because like I would laugh and run at it. I thought about that for a while. I know, pretty awesome. So she gets to Sabrina's house and is like, wow, look how cool I am, Sabrina. I'm so scary with this mask. And Sabrina's like, oh, Carly Beth, I thought you look pretty scary. And Sabrina's costume is so, it's so like low quality. And I understand she probably made it, but like it looks so it looks scary by itself. And I was supposed to be a little cat, but like that could be like a mass murderer, it looks like. But it's, yeah. Carly says that, this is the new me. Like, this is the other me is dead, as like she shows it on like the stick or whatever. And Sabrina's like, okay, can we just go trick or treating now? And they start walking down the street, and Sabrina's like talking to Carly Beth about like her mask, and like throughout all of this, Carly Beth keeps telling her to shut up, like shut up, Sabrina, shut up, and she just turns and does this. Like, what the the actual? What are you doing? What are you doing to her? Did you just turn and like grab her like right here and just go like shake her like that or whatever? This looks awful because I'm by myself, but like shake her by like the shoulders. You know what I mean? Like, what would you do in that situation? Your friend just turned and started doing that to you. Sabrina is like kind of oddly kind of chill about it. She's like, Sabrina, like, Carly, what are you doing? Like, why would you do that? And Carly Beth's like, I didn't actually scare you, did I? Or I didn't actually think, you didn't actually think I was going to hurt you. Come on, Sabrina. I mean, honestly, if I was Sabrina at this point, I would leave Carly's ass. Like, she's being such a little butthead. And I get that it's the mask, like, making her act like this way. But still, I'm not that good of a friend. I would go and have my own fun on Halloween. But for some reason, Sabrina stays and they continue trick-or-treating. And they eventually get to this one house that has, like, a mom at the door and two little kids, and Carly Beth literally like leans down in front of the kid's face and is like, tell like, you better watch out or I'm gonna freaking kill you or get you. Like, what the heck? Why would you say that to a younger, like, oh my god, that's such an awful thing to say to a younger kid.
You better watch what you say to me if you know it's good for you.
Boom, you just got told, little boy, by the monster. And when they're leaving, Sabrina's like, that old bag is going to call the police on you. It was like, what did that mom do? That mom told you not to, like, why would you scare her children? Like, of course she's going to call the police. You're being little buttheads. But they continue walking down the street, and then we cut to Chuck and the other dude, and they're, like, counting their candy on some gravestones or whatever. And Chuck, like, points at something and says he hears something, and tries scaring, like, or he scares his friend, and he starts laughing so hard. Chuck, it is not that funny. Chuck,
I've been waiting
Chuck,
to do that. all
Chuck,
the-
shut up! Thank you. It was not that funny, dude. He, like, you can tell that this little kid actor is, like, forcing himself to laugh over and over again, the way he, like, keeps how he's doing it. It's so funny. Eventually, Carly, like, leaves Sabrina and runs off to go find Chuck, because, like, her whole entire goal this episode is to scare them, because they've been scaring her, like, her entire life. So she goes and finds them at the cemetery and sneaks up on them and, like, makes them, like, beg, or not beg, like, get on their knees and be like, we're so sorry, Carly Beth. We're sorry that, you know, we bullied you. We only bullied you because we liked you, kind of thing. Which, do people actually do that? If they like someone, do they actually bully the person that they like? I don't understand that. Like, how does that work? Like, why would you want to, that makes the person like you so much less. I don't know. Maybe that is not a thing. Maybe that was something my mom told me when I come home and said people bullied me at school. And she'd be like, you know, they just like you. And I'd be like, what? Then why would they talk to me like that? Tell me I'm stupid. So she makes them, like, apologize to her decapitated head or whatever. And then the head, like, somehow, like, comes alive and says, like, help me. And then it scares Carly Beth. And then the boys, like, run away. And throughout this scene, their accents, like, these little kid actors, I guess, at least Carly Beth's actors from Canada, because she keeps saying sorry, like, well, at least you could say sorry, like, sorry. I can't do a Canadian accent, but, like, this is what it sounds like.
Tell Carly Beth you're sorry.
That's Canadian, right? That it's Canadian, right? Or am I stupid? Like, okay, I think it is, because it sounded like it, but they probably filmed in, like, Canada, because that's where, like, most stuff is filmed most of the time. But then after Carly scares them, she just howls at the moon. Yeah, go you, girl, I guess. And she grabs her decapitated sculpted head and buries it into the ground. And she sounds like my dog when she's doing this. Like, that's literally how my dog Rocco sounds. Then she runs out of the cemetery and goes back out into the streets and starts running around. And as we keep cutting to, like, Carly and all these kids trick-or-treating, it's so funny. This, like, neighborhood they shot in, they put in, like, some decorations on some of the houses, and they keep reusing some of the houses, it looks like. These like little kid extras are just running all over the place, which, yes, that kind of happens on Halloween, but, like, they're running through the yards, running here and there. And this Carly Beth's actors, I don't know her name. Here's her name, and who, like, her. Wow, look at her. So successful. Yeah, she's running all over this little episode. She's running so much in that mask and overalls, dude. It's kind of hilarious. But she meets up with Sabrina again, and Sabrina's like, "Where's your head? Like your sculpted head?" And the look on Carly Beth's face is like, nowhere." And this is so funny, like that, like you see like the eyelids moving. It's so silly. It made me giggle.
I found the mud.
Where's your sculpture?
I got rid of it.
You got.
Then they go back to Sabrina's house because now Carly Beth is acting kind of normal, but also being super rude. Like throughout through when she has the mask on, she's so rude and yelling at everyone, which is why I would have said I would have left her ass trick or treating earlier on. But Sabrina is a really good friend, it seems like, because they go back to her house, and Sabrina's like, "Look at all this candy I have. I had to get double candy for my friend. Look at that. That's like no candy. That is like maybe like a couple houses. Like I have so much candy when I went trick or treating. I would get like a giant freaking bag full of Halloween candy." But then Carly Beth realizes that she can't get the freaking mask off, and she's like, "This isn't me. I'm Carly Beth. I'm not this monster, but I am this monster." She like keeps going like half like Two-Face, like bipolar almost, where she's like, she keeps going like Two-Face and being like, "I am this monster, but I'm not this monster." It's so silly. They try like everything to get it off, but they try cutting it at some point, but they're like, "No, it's too dangerous." And then Carly's like, I'm not this monster," and she runs away. So then she runs to like the mask shop, and she goes in, and the guy's like, "I've been expecting you," and like gives her the whole rundown. Like, "Yeah, by the way, you can't get this mask off. It's part of your skin now." And she's like, "What? No!" And he's like, these masks that he made are like real skin and like real like masks of people that he wanted to be or something like that. And he says like they used to be beautiful masks, but but they're now ugly. So it's like the moral of the story is that you turn ugly, you are pretty, and then you turn ugly like these masks, and you can't do anything about it, and you have to embrace your ugliness. Because that's a great story to tell children, R.L. Stine. And I really find that touching. And what's really funny is when I was watching this, I was like, he says that the masks are decaying, so he's wearing a mask because he has like that shit on his side of his face. And I typed it in my notes that I was going to tell you guys, like, this is my theory that he's wearing a mask this entire time, and he's like a monster. And then like 2 seconds after I wrote that down, he's like, "Just like my mask that I'm wearing." And I'm like, oh, well, I kind of forgot he revealed that in the show. But so I was right. At least my theory was right, technically right. At least my theory like got proven. So I'm a great theorist. Matt Pat, give me a call, even though you're retired. Then this old guy, he says the goofiest thing to Carly Beth. He's like,
I was like you. I did not love myself.
when did she say that she didn't love herself? I mean, this guy literally just told her that you don't love yourself and you think you're awful and that's why you want to be another person. Which, kind of deep down, if you think about it, that's kind of cool, like a cool underlining story with this about Carly Beth and maybe like, you know, her mental health as this teenager. But like, the way that this older guy just tells her to her face, like, you don't look like you love yourself. Like, why would you say that to a teenage girl? Then he's like, the mask, the only way you can like get it off is true love. And then the other masks behind him like come alive and start flying off of like their stands. And the CGI looks awful because this is in the 90s. So, I mean, what can they do? But what are these masks going to do if they catch up to Carly? Like, just like, ooh, don't wear us. Ooh, we're going to get on your face. Ooh. That sounded worse than I wanted it to, but you know. But they chase her all the way to the cemetery, back to where she like kind of just came from almost, and she starts digging up her like sculpted head and is like, This is the real Carly Beth. And then all the masks like disappear when she shows her real face, whatever, and she's able to take off the mask that easily. So I mean, again, back to the moral message of this story. Is a symbol of true love, cure your ugliness. Bam. Just figured it out. So maybe I need true love. Or a symbol of true love from my mother. who's downstairs right now. So she's able to take the mask off, but then she doesn't bury the mask. She goes back home with the mask and her like sculpted head, and she gets home. She's like, "Oh, Mom, I'm so happy. I'm so happy you're back," or "I'm so happy I'm back." Hugs her and is like, I learned something valuable about myself today, and that I love myself, and that a man who looked like he had herpes or HIV, I don't know the right, disgusting disease that looked like it was in his mouth, taught me. Yeah. And when she comes in, like, her younger brother, like, fucks with her still and, like, is like, take off the mask, Carly Beth. And he has a bowl of ice cream and, like, he, like, commits to this bit and drops it and it spills everywhere. And, like, it freaks Carly Beth out because, like, she's still a little scaredy cat. But, like, kudos to that little brother committing to this and dropping his food to, like, try to scare his sister. But eventually he puts on the mask and like like every episode has a cliffhanger and he's like, "Hey, look how silly I am." And then it cuts to R.L. Stein be like, "That was really scary. That wasn't that scary. Right, Mom and Dad?" And this is how I look when my mom sees the Sabrina Carpenter poster I have in my room and confronts me about it. That was literally the look on my face. Not saying that happened. I'm saying if that happened. That's what I meant to say. If that happened. It was because it would have happened because I don't have that poster. But yeah, then the episode's over and that's it. So yeah, that was the Haunted Mask. Goosebumps, the Haunted Mask. The episode 1 or season 1, episode 1, I think. And 2 because it was like a 2-parter. But, yeah. This is not that great of commentary. I understand that, but I hope it's entertaining. And these videos are fun to make. I have a lot of fun making these. But my plan is to make some more like spookier episodes. Maybe some more Goosebumps, more horror movies. Yeah, all that jazz throughout the month of October and September and maybe even November, even though it's closer to like Christmas time there. But, I'm going to make other videos too eventually about like other movies or about maybe even vlogging. If I remember that I have this channel, because I totally didn't forget about this channel for like 4 months. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe, because why not? Road to 30 million subscribers. Come on, guys. Like the video and comment if you want to. Share it too. Share it to your best bud and have a great laugh about my channel and how bad it is. But yeah, I will see you guys later. Ciao!